Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Nothing happened again today. My life is pretty boring, but it was a very nice day, actually. I slept in really as late as I could. I woke up about 11. I woke up at 5:30 to let Buddy out, but went back to bed until about 11:30, which is great. But it's also imperative that I slept as long as I could because I am not going to sleep again until 4 a.m. Vegas time. I'm flying to LA in a little while. I'm getting ready for work. I'm halfway in my uniform. And then I'm going to fly from LA, hopefully having had enough time to get a cup of coffee. I'm going to need it. Then we're flying to Cleveland. We get into Cleveland about 7 a.m. Then we head off to the hotel. I think we have a free breakfast there, so I'm going to eat as much as I can, go and crawl into bed with a full belly. And then I have 24 hours off. I'm going to spend those 24 hours mostly in bed. I am going to work out. I'm going to work out. If our gym is great, I'm going to work out and not film it. If the gym is so, I might film a little video about what I do to actually work out in the room when the gym is done, not existent or not very good. And so that might be tomorrow's video. We'll see. This is a 4-day trip. I'm a chaser, which means that I'll be flying on an Airbus A320 where we have 4 flight attendants. We have 3 on the 319, 4 on the 420, and 5 on the 21. So I will be the sort of extra flight attendant. I'll be sitting up in front with our lead flight attendant in position A. And so I think she's a she, because I looked at our crew list. I think I'm the only guy for that trip. So she'll sit up in front as A. I'll be D. B and C will sit all the way in the back galley. I will fly with different crews for most of this trip. I don't think I actually have more than one leg with any crew, except for our flight crew. It looks like I'm with them today and tomorrow, so that'll be nice. So today, nothing really happened. Again, all I really did was hang around the house. I slept late and I hung out with Buddy for the most part. I've been spending as much time as I could with him for the past few days. I haven't really gone out of Vegas at all. I did go down to Fremont Street the other night, but I've stayed in Vegas pretty much this whole block of time off. I wanted to spend a lot of time with Buddy. We really just had a nice time hanging out, getting to know each other, so he feels really comfortable coming into this house when the doors open. During the day, it's still probably in the 60s, high 60s here. So I leave my door open a crack about this big when I'm home. So when Buddy wants to come in, he does. He hangs out as much as he wants. I'll close the door. And when he wants to go out, he lets me know and he goes out. So that's how I spent most of my days off this week. And it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. I love that cat. So about what was I going to film tonight? I really didn't have much. I have a couple videos planned, but one of my subscribers sent me a question that I was not expecting and was not really prepared for. So I had to go digging through a box of photos. I'm going to show you a photo in a moment. So this person asked me what my favorite and my happiest Christmas memory was. And it really struck me because I hadn't thought about it in a while. I come from a very not strange background, but fractured background. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was 2, and they hated each other. Well, she hated him and she was crazy, so he just got away from her. So she didn't as much hide us from my father's family, but she never told them where we were. And we moved a lot. I went to 17 schools before I went to high school. That's the guess, because it could have been more. But we moved around a lot. I think my mom was trying to really keep us away from my father's family. But that's another story. So we really didn't have a lot of consistency as children, my brother and I. There were a number of years where I lived with my grandparents. I lived with them, my mother's parents, from the time I was 14 till I was 22. But before that, it was just my mom and me for a long time because my brother passed away back in 1977. So back to The happiest Christmas memory. This doesn't sound very happy, does it? So the happiest Christmas memory. I had to really think about it. I guess a runner-up would be my first adult Christmas with my own Christmas tree, where I made all my Christmas ornaments. That was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, in Central Square. That was 1993, I think. I don't know. But my favorite Christmas memory was Christmas morning, and this was 1977. Christmas morning, 1977. So Mark was 5, I was 7. Oh my gosh, I just realized something in this picture. That's so funny. I was wondering why I thought of Snoopy from that Christmas. But my mother I don't know what she did to get money to buy us gifts that year. I know at that point, she was selling a lot of pot. She was also smoking a lot of it. I don't think she was dealing anything else other than that, but it's possible. But she bought, and I'll show you the photo. And yes, I'm showing you a photo. It's an old-fashioned paper photo from 1977, so it's seen a couple of years. It's not particularly clear, so I apologize. But in the background, it's kind of blurry. Well, even when the photo is in my hand clear, that's Mark back here, and that's me right there, that little boy. And right here has a little tiny Snoopy toy. I had no idea why I was thinking of Snoopy in this photo. So my mother bought my brother Mark a big wheel, and I got a green machine. So a big wheel and a green machine, they're really the same bike. The big wheel was a tricycle made completely out of plastic, hollow plastic. The wheel, the big giant front wheel, was hollow plastic, very hard plastic. The back wheels were wide drums. They were also hollow plastic. The green machine, and it had a handlebar. The green machine was sort of the same setup, but in order to turn, you had two handles that you would push back and forth in order to turn. And they were hollow plastic with two small kids. We weren't big. We really didn't eat a lot. There wasn't a lot of food. My stray cats eat better than we did as kids. But the two of us on those big wheels, Christmas morning, is the memory. Oh my gosh. Almost in all of my videos lately, I almost get to tears. I almost start to cry. But my favorite morning, my favorite Christmas memory was getting these big wheels and our green machines, and Mark and I getting in our winter parkas and our clothes and going out and riding around in the sidewalks. Now, if you can just imagine two hard hollow plastic tricycles, completely made of plastic, racing down the sidewalk. It was like the apocalypse coming. It was so loud. I remember it being so thrilling, and it was almost silent because the snow was still hanging around, but there were no people out, and it was just us. And boy, the noise that we made was terrific and terrifying. And that's our Christmas. That's my favorite Christmas memory. That Christmas, Mark, I'm not sure why I have this memory, and I'm not sure why I'm sharing it with you, but that Christmas, Mark was in kindergarten, and his teacher had given him the assignment of bringing a meat tray. Back then, meat from the grocery store, it must have been pork chops or something, came in little styrofoam trays that were covered with plastic. And it was green. It was like a mint hospital wall colored. It was this mint colored styrofoam tray. And she had him glue a half of a Christmas card in the middle of that meat tray. And then she put, they had to string a piece of yarn. And back then, little girls would tie their ponytails with these big, giant, fluffy pieces of like fluorescent orange yarn. And so he tied this giant piece of fluffy orange yarn onto this awful colored meat tray that had a picture of a Christmas card glued to the front of it. And it must have been this big. And my mother put it right in the middle of a Christmas tree. I remember that. And So that Christmas morning, we got, I think there was a sled. I think there was like a hollow plastic sled. It matched our big wheels and my green machine. We got a sled and those big wheels and a little Snoopy toy that you pulled back and you let jump up a ramp, which was really high tech back in 1977. And us going out and playing in the snow with our big wheels, riding around. And then there's a picture in my box behind me of Mark and I standing in the snow. And I vaguely remember a snow fight. But it was a really peaceful, wonderful day, and that's my favorite Christmas memory. Um, I'm trying to think of other Christmases. If my father's family were to watch these videos, um, I would want to say thank you because they really, a number of them have made an effort over the years to connect and have a nice relationship with me. And it's been wonderful. I met them all back when I was 29 or 30. And we've shared quite a few Christmases together. And I guess my favorite adult Christmas memory was when I went to my Aunt Joanne and my Uncle Bob's house for Christmas. I spent there one of my first Christmases with them. I must have been 30. And I spent the night at the house, and Christmas morning, they made pancakes and bacon and sausage, and it was like a Christmas miracle. And they don't do that every year, I don't think, but I was like a special guest. And it was just a really wonderful family feeling. And that's probably my favorite adult Christmas memory. This Christmas, I was dreading because I just didn't have anything planned. My friends will all be busy with their own things going on, Christmas, and I'm all the way over here in Las Vegas. So I'm flying in Christmas morning here. I'll be getting in about 10:30 Christmas morning from Atlanta. And then I'm going to be flying out Christmas night. I picked up a trip. So I'll be flying out Christmas night about 8:30. So I'll be busy Christmas working and doing my best to hopefully bring a smile to our guests as they're on those planes. And trying to make people super, super happy on this holiday will definitely balance the sense of kind of deep-seated sadness, honestly, that I really have about this Christmas. Next year, I'm going to make a huge effort to have something planned and do my best to make it special. But there you go. So there is my favorite Christmas memory, and I've officially filmed something for Vlogmas Day 9. Yay! So I'm going to leave the house in about 5 minutes. Put my shirt on, put a white t-shirt, just so I remember, in my bag, and then take off to the airport. So I will talk to you guys later. You have a great night. Fly safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay? All right. Night. Bye.